Archangel Michael says this revelation is not to destroy you but to awaken you. Something happened under the silence of night that shifted the path of your soulmate, and heaven has chosen to bring it before your eyes. Do not turn away, for every word that follows carries the weight of truth waiting to be seen. The whispers of last night have reached beyond the walls you know, and they carry the presence of a face you never expected. It wasn't just a casual meeting, it was an encounter that carved a mark into destiny. You are about to learn how the one you thought belonged only to you shared moments that leave heaven unsettled. The room where it all unfolded was dimly lit, music low, but the intensity of what took place carried a force that could not be hidden. Your soulmate was not alone, they were drawn to someone whose presence burns with shocking familiarity. And as the minutes passed, the secrets thickened like smoke in the air. The shocking part isn't just the act, but the identity of the one who shared that night. It is someone your heart never suspected, someone who already walks close to your world. The truth is not just scandal, it is betrayal woven with desire and shadow. Type Amen to get blessing 333. The heavens watched as emotions tangled, bodies leaned closer, and secrets slipped into the night like whispers through broken glass. Every step they took together was a step further away from what you believed was safe. And now, the weight of this knowledge is pressing upon your spirit because you were never meant to stay blind. The shocking figure who entered your soulmate's night is not a stranger. This person has smiled in your presence before, their words soft, their gestures harmless, or so you thought. The mask they wore has now been ripped away, revealing a betrayal deeper than you imagined. Archangel Michael says heaven cannot stay silent as deception poisons your path. The night was not just about physical closeness, it was about promises made in whispers, promises that were never meant for your ears. And yet, heaven heard every word and carries it now to you. Behind closed doors, laughter rang out, but beneath it lay intentions sharp enough to wound. The night was long, filled with the kind of intensity that leaves scars on the soul. And now, you are standing on the edge of truth, called to face it before it crushes you unprepared. Type Amen to get blessing 444. The betrayal is not random, it has been planned, cultivated like seeds waiting to sprout in darkness. Your soulmate was drawn not by chance but by deliberate design. Every step, every smile, every glance was orchestrated to lead to this moment. The one who shared that night is not just anyone, they carry history, and that history connects back to you. This is what makes the betrayal so piercing, so unforgettable. It was not a stranger's hand they held, it was someone whose shadow has crossed your path before. Even now, as you take in these words, the memory of last night still lingers in their hearts. They may smile before you, but their soul is still tied to the fire of that encounter. This is why heaven speaks, to break the illusion before it binds you in chains too heavy to lift. Every detail of that night echoes like a drum in heaven's halls. The sound of whispered confessions, the warmth of closeness, the shocking identity of the other person, it all burns in truth's light. You are not left in darkness, for what was hidden is now uncovered. Type Amen to get blessing 555. The weight of this truth is heavier than any storm you've faced. Last night, while you trusted the silence, something unfolded that shattered heaven's patience. The walls could not contain the energy, and the whispers carried through to the realm above. What happened was not an accident, nor was it something small enough to overlook. Your soulmate surrendered to a pull they could not resist, and in doing so, they bound themselves to someone who should have never crossed that line. The heavens trembled as the betrayal unfolded, for the act was not hidden from divine eyes. Archangel Michael says there are moments when the universe rips away the mask of lies so you can see the truth clearly. That night is one of those moments, designed to expose the shadows surrounding you. The shocking revelation is not here to break you but to empower you to act with strength. Even now, their heart beats with the memory of last night, a rhythm not meant for you but for another. It is a wound carved into your destiny, and only by facing it will you rise above the deception. Heaven has declared that what was done in secret cannot remain buried. Type Amen to get blessing 666. The shocking person who stood beside your soulmate that night was someone too close to ignore. Their face, familiar and deceiving, carried the kind of betrayal that slices deeper than a stranger ever could. It was someone you know, someone whose smile has brushed against your days before. The night grew darker, yet their laughter grew louder, as though they wanted to drown out the guilt of what they were doing. They thought no one could see, but heaven's eyes never blink. Every touch, every word was recorded in the book of truth. The betrayal is heavier because of the ties that bind them to you. The person who shared that night was not meant to be in your soulmate's arms. It was a forbidden closeness, and the heavens roared in silence as the night stretched on. Still, they carried on, tangled in the web of passion and secrecy. They did not think about you, your love, or the path you had shared. They thought only of themselves and the fire that consumed them in that shocking embrace. Type Amen to get blessing 777. The truth does not stop here. That night was more than stolen moments, it was a doorway opened for more shadows to slip into your life. The betrayal is not over, it is a chain reaction pulling more into its web. You must be prepared for the ripples that will follow. Every step your soulmate took that night has consequences. The shocking person they embraced carries secrets of their own, secrets that will soon clash with yours. Heaven is moving quickly, pulling back every layer of deceit so nothing remains hidden. Archangel Michael says the fire of truth is here to burn away the illusions around you. You may feel the sting now, but you are also being prepared for protection. This revelation is your shield, your warning, and your weapon against deeper betrayal. The night was long, filled with touches that did not belong, words that carried false promises, and eyes that gleamed with hidden intentions. And though they thought they could erase it with silence, heaven has made sure their secret reaches you. Type Amen to get blessing 888. The silence of that night is still echoing, and it is heavier than you can imagine. What they did together was not just a fleeting moment, it was the beginning of a dangerous chain. The bond created in secret is now crawling into the light, and heaven refuses to let you stay blind. Your soulmate thought they could hide what happened, covering it with gentle words when they stand before you. But the truth cannot be washed away with rehearsed smiles or carefully chosen lies. The shocking presence they gave themselves to is still etched in their spirit, lingering like smoke that will not clear. Archangel Michael says the night's fire has left a mark on their soul. The one they surrendered to did not stumble into their life by chance. That person was pulled by shadows, weaving a plan to twist destiny against you. The betrayal is deeper than one night. It is the proof of an alliance forged against your heart. And now, heaven is calling you to face what was done behind your back, not to break you, but to strengthen you for the storms ahead. Type Amen to get blessing 999. The shocking part is how close this person already was. You've spoken to them before, perhaps even trusted them with things that mattered. And now that same person has become the one who crossed the line you never thought could be crossed. Their hands, their laughter, their closeness, all of it unfolded under the same stars you looked upon last night. But while you trusted in silence, they created a memory you were never supposed to know. The heavens refuse to let this remain unseen. This betrayal is like poison. It spreads beyond the moment it was born, dripping into the days ahead, threatening to destroy what you have built. But the fact that you are hearing this now means heaven has stepped in to save you. Every movement, every word, every stolen second was witnessed. The night itself held its breath as they tangled themselves into a web too dangerous to escape. The shocking figure was not just there for passion but for power, to pull your soulmate further from you. Type Amen to get blessing 111. The atmosphere of that night was heavy with secrets. Candles burned low, shadows danced, and the silence of guilt tried to cover the truth. But heaven pierced through the walls to ensure you would not be left in the dark. The shocking face your soulmate leaned toward is one that once looked at you with false innocence. Their presence in your life has always carried an undertone of envy, a hunger to take what was never theirs. Last night, that hunger turned into action. Archangel Michael says this revelation is part of a greater awakening. You are not meant to walk with blind eyes anymore. You are meant to rise above betrayal, stronger and unshaken by the shadows cast around you. What they tried to bury in secrecy is now uncovered. Every touch, every whisper, every stolen moment is revealed. And this is your chance to reclaim the power heaven has been guarding for you all along. Type Amen to get blessing 222. The shocking truth is not meant to destroy your heart, but to sharpen your spirit. For what was taken from you last night was not love, it was only lust disguised as connection. And heaven never allows lust to win over divine promise. Your soulmate may look at you today as though nothing happened, but the guilt is already eating away at their spirit. They cannot escape the fire of truth that is now surrounding them. And soon, their own heart will betray their silence. The person they spent that night with does not love them. They only wanted to pull them away from you, to test the strength of what you share. But heaven is exposing them before their poison spreads further. The shocking secret is now yours to hold. And with this truth, you carry the power to rise, to walk forward without the chains of deception clinging to your back. Heaven will not allow you to remain broken. Type Amen to get blessing 333. The truth that was hidden in the folds of last night now beats like a drum in the halls of heaven. What your soulmate thought was passion has already turned into chains of regret. Their spirit carries a weight they cannot shake, and it is growing heavier with each passing moment. The shocking figure who shared that night has already begun weaving lies around you. They smile when you walk by, they speak as though nothing is wrong, yet they know what happened cannot be undone. Their presence is a constant reminder of the betrayal that took place in secret. Archangel Michael says every secret act creates ripples, and the ripples of last night are now crashing into your life. These ripples will not stay hidden, they will rise to the surface in ways that shock you. The truth always demands to be revealed. Your soulmate may try to cover what happened with distractions, with promises, with excuses. But heaven has already written their actions into the pages of truth, and the ink cannot be erased. You were meant to know, because silence would have destroyed you. Type Amen to get blessing 444. Every detail of that night was soaked in intensity. The stolen glances, the hushed tones, the closeness that never should have happened. They thought they were free in that darkness, but every moment was caught in the light of heaven. The shocking figure they surrendered to is not done. Their hunger has only grown, and they will attempt to return, to pull your soulmate deeper into shadows. But now you are aware, and awareness is your weapon. The betrayal is more than one night, it is a test of your destiny. Heaven allowed you to hear this truth not to crush your heart, but to awaken your strength. You are chosen to rise, even as shadows close in. Your soulmate cannot undo what has been done. The memory of that night is carved into their spirit, and it will haunt them as long as they try to hide it. Heaven has placed the truth in your hands so you will not walk blind. Type Amen to get blessing 555. The shocking person who shared that night carries intentions darker than passion. They are not guided by love, but by envy, by the desire to take what was never theirs. Their plan stretches beyond one moment, it is a plot against your future. Your soulmate, caught in weakness, became a piece in their game. They believed the lies whispered into their ears, lies designed to tear apart what heaven built for you. But heaven has intercepted the plan and delivered this truth before it was too late. Archangel Michael says you must not fear what is revealed. The strength you carry is greater than the shadows that tried to deceive you. This message is your shield, your warning, and your proof of divine favor. That night may have been incredible to them, but to heaven it was a mark of deception. And now the time has come for truth to reign over lies, for your heart to be freed from chains it never deserved. Type Amen to get blessing 666. The betrayal still lingers in the air, even now. The shocking presence of that person cannot be erased, but their power has been broken by this revelation. For once truth is spoken, deception loses its grip. Your soulmate's silence may grow heavier as days pass. Their eyes will carry guilt, their words will falter, and their heart will betray them. They cannot escape what heaven has already exposed. The shocking part is how easily it could have continued if you had not received this warning. Night after night, they would have met again, and you would have been kept in darkness. But heaven's mercy has brought the truth into your hands. You are being prepared, not punished. What you do with this truth will shape the days ahead, but remember, you are not alone. Heaven walks with you, even as betrayal surrounds you. Type Amen to get blessing 777. The air of secrecy still clings to them, no matter how normal they try to appear before you. Their hands may touch yours, their words may sound soft, but their heart is still tainted by the shadows of that night. Heaven has allowed you to see through the mask they wear. The shocking presence who shared that night is not walking away. They are planning more, waiting for another moment to pull your soulmate further away. But now that you carry this message, their schemes will fail, because light always dissolves the dark. Archangel Michael says you are not a victim, you are chosen. This truth was delivered to you because you have the strength to handle it. While others would collapse under the weight of betrayal, you will rise, stronger than before. That night may have shaken the foundations of your trust, but it will not end your destiny. Heaven is rewriting your story with protection, ensuring that what was stolen in darkness will be restored to you in ways that leave no room for doubt. Type Amen to get blessing 888. The shocking part of this story is not only the betrayal itself, but the identity of the one involved. This person has been around you, has acted as though they wished you well, and yet their heart has been filled with envy all along. They wanted to step into your place, to take what belonged to you. The fire of that night may have seemed powerful, but it was born of lies. What they shared was not real love, it was an illusion designed to break your spirit. Heaven, however, has torn the curtain away before the play could go on. Your soulmate may live in denial for a time, pretending nothing happened, pretending the bond between you is untouched. But soon the guilt will seep into every part of their life. They will not be able to escape the weight of what was done. And as they try to bury it deeper, the shocking figure will only tighten their hold. This is why heaven had to speak now, before the chains grew too heavy to break. You have been warned in time. Type Amen to get blessing 999. The betrayal, though painful, is also the door to your freedom. For now you see what was hidden, and in seeing, you are no longer bound to the lies. The light of truth is your weapon, and heaven has placed it firmly in your hand. The shocking figure will soon reveal themselves openly. Their mask will slip, their envy will spill out, and those around you will see their true nature. When this happens, you will know heaven's word was never false. Archangel Michael says the path ahead may not be easy, but it is certain. What was stolen will be returned, what was broken will be healed, and what was hidden will be revealed in full. You are being guided into strength through this trial. That night, which they thought would remain a secret, is now their downfall. What they meant for deception has become the very thing that brings truth into the open. This is heaven's justice working on your behalf. Type Amen to get blessing 111. And now, as the final layer of this message unfolds, heaven wants you to stand firm. The betrayal you have discovered is not the end of your story, it is only the beginning of your rise. You are stepping into a chapter where truth reigns over lies. Your soulmate cannot undo what was done, but they cannot hide it forever either. Their heart will tremble, their silence will scream louder than words, and soon you will see their truth without them even speaking it. Heaven has already exposed it. The shocking presence will not hold power over you anymore. Their attempts to control, to steal, to break will fail, because you are covered in light now. This message itself is proof of your protection. The night that seemed incredible to them has become unforgettable in heaven's record. And now it has been passed into your hands so that you may be free, aware, and stronger than ever before. Type Amen to get blessing 222. The night that was wrapped in silence has now turned into a roar in the heavens. Every whisper, every stolen touch, every false promise is written clearly in the book of truth. They thought no one would ever know, but heaven never sleeps. The shocking figure who stood in that room still carries the scent of betrayal. They hide it with polished smiles, but their eyes cannot cover the darkness that burns behind them. You are now awake to their presence, and their disguise has been torn apart. Archangel Michael says what was meant to shatter you will be the very thing that makes you unshakable. You were never meant to remain blind to the secrets around you. This revelation has been delivered so your spirit can rise above the trap that was set. Your soulmate may pretend nothing happened, but their guilt will begin to eat away at them. The heaviness of their choices will haunt their words, and you will see it in the trembling of their actions. Heaven has ensured you cannot be deceived again. Type Amen to get blessing 333. The shocking night was not simply a mistake, it was a betrayal forged with intention. They knew the risk, they knew the depth of what they were breaking, and still they gave in to the shadows. Such choices never go unnoticed in the realm above. Now the shocking figure waits, hoping your soulmate will return again, hoping the secret will stay buried. But truth has already destroyed the illusion, and no matter what they plan, it cannot succeed. You are already walking in the light of what was revealed. The memory of that night still lingers between them like an unspoken bond. But heaven has severed the chain, ensuring it will not bind you. Their closeness is now cursed, their passion now hollow, because the truth has exposed it for what it really was. The betrayal has become a weapon turned back on those who created it. What they thought would strengthen them has become the very reason they will fall. This is the justice that heaven has released for your sake. Type Amen to get blessing 444. The shocking figure will soon slip, their mask falling before everyone's eyes. When that happens, you will not need proof, because heaven has already shown you everything. Their exposure will be undeniable, and those who doubted you will fall silent. Your soulmate will try to wrestle with their guilt, torn between the memory of last night and the reality of facing you. But guilt cannot be hidden forever, it leaks into every word, every step, every silence. Their actions will soon betray what their lips cannot say. Archangel Michael says this moment is the dividing line. It is where deception ends and truth begins. What you carry now is not just knowledge, but authority to rise above every shadow. The shocking night has already lost its power. What they thought was hidden fire has turned into ashes in the wind. And now you are walking away with the strength that only truth can bring. Type Amen to get blessing 555. The heavens did not allow this truth to come to you by chance. It is protection, it is love, it is proof that your destiny is too important to be ruined by betrayal. You were chosen to receive this message because you are not meant to be broken. The shocking person who stepped into your soulmate's night will not win. Their envy will backfire, their schemes will crumble, and their hunger will turn into emptiness. For no plan forged in shadows can withstand the fire of divine light. Your soulmate will be forced to face what they have done. Their eyes will not be able to hide it, their silence will not be able to cover it. The truth will stand taller than their excuses. That night, which seemed unforgettable to them, has become unforgettable to heaven as well. But now it belongs to you, not as pain, but as proof that you are protected beyond measure. Type Amen to get blessing 666.